Hey, Andy here from buildahottub.com. In this video, we're going to check out a brand new project, which is Patrick in Wisconsin. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so this is a brand new project that I'm involved with, and it's Patrick in Wisconsin, USA, and he's actually building a DIY hot tub and plunge pool, or rather cold plunge, right next to each other. It's going to be semi-in-ground, semi-above ground, concrete poured. He's going to have jets, the usual stuff in there for his hot tub, and we're going to be following the progress on this channel. Now, before we get going, always a great opportunity for me to say, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification icon to be notified when my videos go live. I do long form content every single week, a whole bunch of shorts, and everything on my channel focuses on DIY hot tubs, plunge pools, parts, and pretty much everything in between. So Patrick's journey, it all started with an off-the-shelf design from my store, and you can see this behind me here. So not everything that I feature on the channel is custom designed and custom made. There are a lot of projects where people are using my custom designs that are all available at shop.buildahottub.com, and I'll put a link to those underneath the video. They're tried and tested, they've been used thousands of times, and they come with all the information that you need, video course access and links to all the parts in my parts stores as well. So it's a real one-stop shop for all the information and everything that you need to build a DIY hot tub or indeed cold plunge. So Patrick actually bought all of the parts as well from me, and he started with actually dry fitting everything. It's always a good idea to actually dry fit your plumbing. And what that is basically putting it together like a model. You're not gluing anything at this point, you're checking everything for size, you're checking how it all fits, and that's exactly what Patrick has done. From there, he moved on to building the forms. So the forms that you can see are for the lower portion of the hot tub and the cold plunge, and they're right next to each other. And as I said, it's going to be semi-in-ground, so he's actually dug down and he's pouring the bench seating, and then he's going to be blocking up the remainder of the tubs. So obviously, as he is filling this with concrete, because it's a poured concrete form, he's got to get that plumbing in there. So after the dry fit, he's then actually glued it together and he's putting it into the forms themselves. And you've got to tie that in with the rebar to make sure when you pour that concrete, it doesn't actually move. You can see that he's also capped off the pipes. It's a good idea when your pipes are put in long, because you're going to use them later on to connect to the upper half. In this case, he's capped them off. It just keeps all of the debris and dirt out of the pipes. It's always a good idea to do that. Now, when you're doing forms, you really do need to make sure that they're really well braced. And behind me here, you can see that Patrick's got that bracing in there, because the last thing that you want is when you pour the concrete for the walls to bend and you end up with sort of non-perpendicular walls with the rounded portions in there. You've got to make sure your forms are braced, because that concrete weighs an awful lot. So if you're not sure, put loads and loads of bracing in there. Make sure nothing can move, make sure nothing is going to crack or bend, and then you'll be just fine. So behind me, you can see the state of play after the concrete has been poured. So all of those pipes are now sunk into the concrete. What he's going to do now is wait for a few days for that concrete to cure, and then he can remove the forms. So in the style of my TikTok videos, there we have it. Okay, so the forms have now been removed, and this is the current state of play for Patrick's build. So the lower portion of the hot tub and the cold plunge has now been poured and cast in that concrete. He's got to wait now for it to really harden, and it's going to be maybe a week to 2 weeks before he can actually start building up the backs of the seats, and he's going to use block for that. And of course, we're going to be following the whole journey on this channel, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Hopefully you found this short video useful. I always appreciate the view. Thanks ever so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. If you've liked this video, please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video.